I think what's important to bear in mind is that the general predominant thinking is that we can only get capital, we can only access capital from outside the continent. This meeting is talking about and discussing and exploring the issue of domestic capital markets, that we can actually develop our own domestic capital markets, and that credit rating agencies are very key in the development of those domestic capital markets because, of course, they rate our corporates. They make it clear that we can, from our own resources, from insurance agencies, from other funds that we have, even sovereign funds and so on, that we can actually issue instruments and finance our needs domestically from the domestic markets, most importantly in local currency. So this is the first of a critical step in examining those issues and ensuring that we have the confidence, firstly as a continent, as states on the continent, that we have enough capital. You saw in the meeting they talked about the available capital, say for instance in South Africa, billions of dollars in the, I think it's the PIC, is it? Yeah. So that's the gist of it all. That yes, fine, we're looking at international markets, but there's a great deal that we already have on the continent.
Just to add on to what Dr. McBride has said, I would say really my biggest takeaway is that this African credit rating agency should be able to unlock access to affordable finance for African markets, and it should also respond specifically to our own developmental issues as Africa. Of course, the other credit rating agencies have credibility, they're well established, but with the data exchange that was discussed yesterday, it should be possible for us to also develop that credibility, consistency, and be able to respond to our own very specific needs as a continent.
I think institutional investors, pension fund, insurance has a key role.
Yeah.
But what we have also realized is that we have slipping money in African financial system. Think about those millions in resource-led economies. I will mention DRC, even Botswana, that are not used efficiently.
Yeah.
You know that mining companies, as an example, are obligated to repatriate resources. In the DRC, they mention $12 billion that are not leveraged to finance infrastructure and development projects. So we need really to find innovative mechanism to use those resources for our own development. And I really commend APRM for the leadership and teaming up with the Economic Commission for Africa. I think we have established a very fruitful partnership. And now to that coalition, we have Africatalist and also UNDP Africa.
We are looking at the things and the efforts we're undertaking as African Union. Part of it is to create very strong institutions, because you see, for us to be able to carry out all these reforms necessary to develop capital markets and the capacities we need in the financing sector, human capital is a big issue, but the integrity of our institutions. So this has a kind of dividend for us as a continent, because once we pay attention to institutions, we know the significance of institutions and how they all factor our ability to develop capital markets and to be able to develop the ability to pay. All that is coming into the mix. So yes, I'm very optimistic. It's a brilliant starting point and imperative. I don't think we have a choice. We cannot think that we are going to continue relying on capital from global capital from outside the continent forever.
Just to add one last point, I think, was around partnerships. This forum is full of a range of multi-stakeholders. So I believe private sector, government, continental organizations like the AU, and global partners that are willing, we should be able to work together in partnership and strive towards the goals mentioned.
Yeah, more African institutions, I say. Yes, the global international ones, but I think we should also be looking at even the local credit, Augusto & Co., Metropole, all these should come into the equation. And increasingly over time, we should be looking at engaging more profoundly. Partnerships, very key. Yeah, but our young population, so-called population dividend, must be the focus. To equip them, give them necessary skills.